Nigerian army there, you know. And aside from that, most of those makeshift roadblocks they use, they leave them there, and accidents happen because those motorists do not see them in the middle of the night. So they've given them that order that they should come together and decide who should be on the roads.
Okay, and then let's just add to that. I think maybe the government heard my plea about those people, those police officers at the stadium. They're not there. The last time I talked about it, I haven't seen them since that day. So thank you.
Moving on to Vanguard. NBF, Afenifere, Ohanes, Yarewa use others blast federal government. Everybody, because this one is concerning the presidency's jibe at the US, UK, EU on rights abuse. Remember when they were saying that we are an independent sovereign nation. We have no business with whatever. So they are responding. NBF, Afenifere, others are responding to them that what nonsense are you talking? That was Femi Adesina speaking on behalf of the government at the time.
Okay.
Nigeria will issue a visa on arrival to all Africans from January. FG orders audit on all Spectrum's licenses. Poor service NCA to suspend Turkish Airlines operations if. So this was saying they're about to suspend. The other people said they've already suspended. So we're not sure which is. Court invasion, body of Sands ask Buhari to set up commission of inquiry. And 2 INEC staff get 21 years each in jail for the 362 millionaire Dezani's bribe. Wow. Okay, so who read the visa issue?
Yes, so he's in Egypt for the Aswan Forum for Sustainable Peace and Development in Africa. And he has said there that they are giving visa on arrival to anyone who is an African with an African passport. That means you don't have to apply for your visa when you come in. And he said this because he wants to promote free movement within Africans. But people are saying, observers are saying on the other hand, that this is more like going against the border closure. You are saying that Nigeria is already a dump site for most of these goods. And then you are going out again to give, visa free. Just make it easy for people to access visa to come into the country. So I think we have to talk about this.
We can make it also because I'm applauding him for doing this. Everybody's asking.
Yes. I'm not.
It's always difficult to get a visa
into Nigeria. For Africans, we must work together.
I don't understand. I'm going to an African country next year and I'm already applying for visa. Why didn't they make their own free? I don't agree. We have to talk about it.
Nigerian Tribune, IGP suspends Edo APC rally. 2 INEC staff jailed 21 years, each for collecting bribe. Disobedience of court orders bad precedent, says Sultan. Showore Senate to probe alleged court invasion by DSS. So the Showore story is not going away anytime soon. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's saying that, especially the Senate, they're saying they have to probe the DSS to find out what exactly happened in the court. So disobedience of court orders bad precedent, same thing with Sultan. It's also saying the same thing. So any other story?
Yeah, so 21 years for 2 officials of INEC. Their names are Ibrahim Mohammed and Sahabo Iya Haman. And they're being accused, well, they've been convicted and sent to prison for 21 years. It's a 3-count charge, so it will run concurrently. And they were accused alongside Desiani for collecting 362 million naira as bribe. And that when they collected I read this story and I could not tell what she bribed them for. Of course, it's INEC, so I'm wondering, was it a particular person that they were bribed for, or the whole exercise? But they said, of course, Desiani is still at large, and they're asking that EFCC, ICPC, whoever it is, Interpol should look for her. And the money that was given to these people, they said only 5% was shared to the rest of the INEC members. So the remaining money, they claimed that hoodlums attacked them and they could not find the remaining money.
Unfortunately, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, we'll discuss a few hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So a woman has revealed how a security man fell in love with her because of her unusual kindness. According to her, she's always been so kind to this man by always giving him tips whenever they meet. However, the man misinterpreted her kind gesture for love. Now, what advice would you give this woman? You can join the conversation 070-806-68014. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourTVC so we can read your tweet. So some people say it's a love story in the making. Others saying, what rubbish. So I'd like to get your thoughts on this because when I read the story, I was just like, oh, that's so sweet. But she obviously was thinking that, okay, I was being kind to you, but I was worried that she had the guy's phone number. Why would you have his phone number? But people say, hey, boy, security guard, you should have. Well, I don't have my security phone number. I guess maybe I should. But well, for me, I was like, having his number means that even you have been personally admiring. That's what I thought. But when I was now told that, nah, security guard, so you don't have his security guard's phone number, so you can call. I said, well, I didn't know that. But what are your thoughts when you heard the story? Mariam, okay, you go.
Me, you know, sometimes I try not to be too nice to certain people because they, at the end of the day, take advantage of it. And something like this has happened. I'm someone who plays. I laugh with everybody. And so I got to a place and I just greeted, I laugh, I play, and I move around. And then somebody there just started feeling in his head that maybe I was giving him green lights,
signals,
you know. And then he started, you know, when he sees me, he smiles more, and then he tells me some things. I'm like, please. So one day I just called him. I said, come, whatever you're selling, I'm not buying. I'm not interested. You see the way I play with you? That's the way I play with everybody here. I am not interested. And I was like, no, I said, whatever you're feeling, kill it. I am not interested. So there are people who, because you are nice, you know, you're asking me, how am I doing? How am I this? You are my oga, I work for you. And then you are a cute person, you have some money. And me too, in my mind, I'm a fine guy. And then you are asking me, how are you doing today? Are you okay? Maybe you're sick, you want, you know, should I help you get drunk? And you now start feeling that, it's like, this madam is liking you. You know, it's like, so for me, if she doesn't like this guy, she should call him. Brother, whatever you're selling, I'm not buying.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mariam, your thoughts? Do you think it's a love story or do you think she should actually just let him go?
You know I'm going to say the hypocrisy of this thing, women. A man will see a house help and fall in love and will say, oh, what a lovely love story. And the prince now meets the slave girl and they get married. A woman, the fact that he's a security man and he's looking at her and she does not like it. But let's say he was not a security guy. Let's say he was, you know, wealthy, he was driving his nice Porsche car, and he drives by her house, and she did not really mean to have anything to him, but he smiles at her and everything. The question will not be, what is your advice? The advice will be, please, how do I make sure that this is...
Well, so can you blame her?
I mean, I'm just saying that... Right. Let's put that out there, that women, you know that hypocrisy, we have it. But personally, I remember when I was growing up, I used to be, this is who I am. I'm just nice to everybody. It does not matter. And I remember my sister saying to me one time that you need to watch yourself. It's not everybody you see, you stay and greet and whatever. And I thought, you need to be nice to people on your way up because you don't know what will happen on your way down. And then this security man in one house that I always pass by now stopped me to toast me.
Hey!
With his broken English and everything. My sister was there. She didn't eye him. She kept eyeing me like, good for you. I stood with him and I said to him, no, thank you. But, you know, for me, I felt that was the nice thing to do. I mean, he has the right to ask me, and I have the right to say no. I have my spec, he has his spec, and I'm sorry, he just does not gel. Why should it be a serious issue? Like, how dare he? No. The only thing that used to bother me as a young girl growing up was when someone not as tall as me, because I'm really tall, not as tall as me, asked me, I would be like,
I don't want to show
I can see the top of your head.
I get
and
that.
You're asking me out.
What audacity.
You know, well, of course we've grown and things are different. Right. But
well, you know, I went through that too because, in fact, when I moved back home in 2004, I got so many marriage proposals from every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
You just arrived.
I was just, you know, then we're not plenty
of the society.
We're not plenty back home. So there's a few of us that just got back home. 2004, everybody was, people come to me, you know, they dreamt, they slept, it was just me.
It was just,
I know that, because when you come back home from the US, you see that mentality, like, you know, we're all one, we're together. That class system is not yet in your thing. You're not really conscious of the various social stratas. Everybody is the same to you. So you are very, very happy, you know, you're hanging out with the security guard, you're hanging out with the driver.
Kidding me?
You guys are chilling together, you're like, you know, you're speaking Yoruba, and you're all chilling, and they now start thinking as, okay, we are all, you see, and see how far. So they started coming often to the house. My mother understood what was going on.
When you
thought... I didn't understand, I was still being very, very nice. We're one people, we're all together, we're Nigerians, you know, both of us are the same thing, you know, and after my mother had just come and said, please, all these people that are carrying around, you cannot do this, you know. So she had to make that division quickly. You know, but you see, there's nothing wrong in a man looking for what he wants. And I think that we should respect that.
Now you're right. Now my right to ask you. Now you're right. Whether you go agree you, there's no need to bring it to social media. Your security man fell in love with you. He has the right to ask you because he's in love with you. You have a right to make your decision independently, regardless of what society will say. Because for her to ask this question online, it's not because of her own feelings. It's what society will think. How can I, as a mature single lady, well-to-do, marry my security man? That's what she's talking about. And that is in all shades wrong. The situation should be, do I like him too? Is he smart? Can I grow and groom him too? Can this thing work?
Have you seen some security men, correct guys? You see, not like olden day security that they all look like Baba Suraju. I'm talking about correct looking guys.
Nicely. The discussion shouldn't be about, is he a security man? Is he a man? Are you single? Do you like him? Full stop. If he's a man, you are single, you like him, it ticks the boxes, then go ahead. It's not social media discussion. Why we're bringing it up now is because a lot of people actually go through this dilemma where they find somebody they like and the person likes them back, but social structure now keeps you single. You will die single.
Let me take this call. I'll come back to you. Let me take this call. I'm holding for a while. Good morning, Bobby. Are you there? Hello? Oh, I hope I don't miss that call. Good morning, sir. Thanks for calling.
Morning. I'm watching you. I could not see my name on your screen, and your lady that is connecting me has taken almost 30 minutes to connect me to you.
Sorry, Bob.
She has to pay for this credit.
I'm so sorry. So sorry, Mr. Bob.
Well, what an interesting topic, anyway.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This is about nature. You understand me? I believe all of you are ladies there. It's about nature. You understand me? If a lady is abandoned for a long time, he abandoned by his man for a long time. What do you expect? You understand me? Nature, this kind of something is more than food. You understand me? So if you are abandoned for a long time, maybe your husband is a politician is in Abuja. You know, you don't go.
Sir, are you helping somebody in Plateau?
Or he travels to London, you don't go with her. So what do you expect?
Bob, you look like you are helping somebody in Plateau.
This is a different angle.
So you don't play the security man. You understand me? It's high time politicians and anybody traveling for a long time take his wife.
I suspect you.
Mr. Bob, we are suspecting you. Mr. Bob, I hope you're not servicing somebody else's wife at this point.
My mom likes to go with her. You understand? That is to prevent all these issues.
Thank you for your views.
A single woman.
It's your view. Let it count. Thank you so much, sir.
He took us to another angle.
I don't trust Mr. Bob, what he just said.
Yeah, I was going to say that if her question was, is it okay to keep him as my security man? Or ask him to go and then we can now have a relationship based off of that, or it will affect his job because he's my security man and I do not have the same feelings he has for me. Then that's a different question. Do you understand? Yeah. So it's about the job now.
This is even this is an era where you can get somebody you like who is not on the same level with you and bring that person up to your level. So if someone who you feel he has the head to go to school, you can put him in school. There's someone you feel you can touch him up, you change his clothes, change his circle. You can actually do that. A lot of men do that for women. But when it comes there, like you said, when it comes to the woman, it looks like, because I'm a woman, how dare? And it's because of our society. The social strata is there. Even when we say, no, we are all one, we are all the same, no poor, no rich, we still look, in fact, let me even give you a very quick example. I had a landlady one time who would not allow his sons to mingle with the tenants. How dare you play with a tenant's son? How dare you play with a tenant's? I'm like, I don't understand. Is that a status or something? A tenant's son today can become a landlord tomorrow. So why do we have to separate?
But you see, one of the points I wanted to make earlier was that, listen, there was a time where security guard had, there was a way a security guard looked. But today, a lot of graduates
Clean up.
who are actually not they don't have jobs to do, are taking on these jobs as drivers, as security guards. So don't look down on somebody because of the kind of job they're doing. Look at the person first, because that person might actually be a victim of a circumstance of his life.
I was right when I said to my sister, be nice to people on your way up, you just don't know how.
Another angle is that when relationships happen like this, we look down on women who married quote unquote down.
Okay.
We look down on them and think, oh, she must be desperate. Nigerians don't believe in love story when a woman marries down. We don't even believe in love stories. Whether it's the woman that is a poor woman that is marrying a rich person, they say he's a gold digger. Whether it's a rich woman marrying a poor man, they say we just believe that everybody is we're out to just
get something.
Get something. We're out to get something. But when we stop being judgmental in a society and labeling people for whatever their love interest is, she's in love or she's not in love, whether she did it for having children or she did it for whatever it is, let free people to make their mistakes, free people to live their life the way they want to, no judgment. We would actually see more reality and realism. People will be more real than who they really are.
Good morning, are you there? Thanks for calling. Hassan.
Good morning, all of you.
Good to have you.
This is a very interesting topic. All of you are all happy. I'm happy for you. You know what? Please try and turn the table around. Be on the other side. Let the other person be on this side. You get to see the picture very, very well. Psychologically, we knew that women have a choice. They have their own spec. We knew they wanted to marry an outgoing person, successful person, God-fearing person. We used to hear them on their wedding day. That's a French of a woman. But we men, we don't have a choice. You understand? A man can marry a house girl, dress her up, and become a woman. But you see, in rare cases, I saw a woman that married her houseboy. Me, this is a practical thing I know. A woman that married her houseboy. You understand? You see, this love of a thing is beyond you and me. It's something emotional. A man that got married to a house girl must have seen a quality of a woman in that house girl. A lot of women, they leave their responsibility to the house girls. And that gave the man the ample opportunity to see the real woman he is looking for in the house girl. And the same thing with the woman. You understand? But it's in rare cases.
All right.
Women are people that join you when the dancing floor is for you.
Okay.
Good morning.
All right. Thank you very much, Hassan. We're going to a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so we're going to continue the conversation.
You were ready.
Yes, I was going to say that when growing up, you know, when you're younger, there's a way that women were, I don't know if it's changed now. At the time, girls were supposed to sort of play hard to get and almost be rude to someone who is toasting you. Yeah, so the person, hello, excuse me, even if you sort of like the person, it was as if there was an unspoken rule, be rude to who comes up to you. And that's something I would just like to speak to young girls, you know. You can be polite to everyone.
The young girls now, they are even over open.
Okay, no, but, well, just be polite. Being polite does not mean that you're giving green light. And if someone misunderstands you, you can explain yourself. Exactly. But also, I wanted to go to the point of Hassan said, which I also mentioned, that if it was a man and he saw someone below his station, you know, in quote, he would not have a problem being with the person. The reality on ground is that men are judged for what they can provide. So, and women are judged for their looks. So if you're beautiful wherever you're stationed, whatever your station, you find a man that finds you beautiful or finds you attractive. So that makes it easier. And for a man, however you look, if you have resources. Exactly.
So let me take this call from Amsterdam. Thanks for calling. Are you there? Hello?
Hello, I'm there.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Amsterdam this morning.
First-time caller.
Yay! You're live. Go ahead.
I want to contribute to this important topic. I don't think there's anything wrong in a security man fall in love with the boss. This type of issue, we only express it in Nigeria, In Nigeria, people there always do class, or let me call it level. Level. Yeah, in the Western world, there's nothing like level. Anybody can fall in love with anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody can fall in love with anybody. So I want to encourage our girls back home to fall in love with anybody that acting their hands in a relationship, It doesn't matter what person is doing, the job he's doing, so long as he has the quality. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that view.
A senior woman or girl, you can make your man to be what you want. It doesn't matter what he do or the type of job he do.
Thank you very much,
You can make him up, So that's my contribution.
Thank you very much, sir. I just remember the story of somebody who I know. She was the MD of a company, and she married somebody who probably wasn't at her level, somebody who was who she walked through school. Now, I remember that the person practically ran down her company.
Oh.
Because he didn't have the kind of exposure she had. Maybe, now this is not a generalized statement, this is just that person. But he didn't have the kind of, he refused to go to school actually. Now I remember, he refused to go to school, but she just kind of just groomed him to her level. I remember the guy used to be the chicken and sheeps when he talks, when we used to go and see him, he has that chicken and sheeps, we knew he was very, very local. Because we just accepted, our auntie has brought this man and we all just accepted him. But the man eventually ran down her company.
So he didn't grow his capacity to manage and
So the point is that's why people always say marry within your level. Because they always feel, but it doesn't really sell through today. Because the truth is that lots of people can actually be groomed and be developed to that level. But I'm just talking about that. This happened many years ago. That was there. So those are reasons why families always try to get you to marry within your own level. Yes, go ahead.
It's the society that has given us the level. Like the last caller said, outside the country, they don't have levels like that. Everybody, no, apart from the royals.
They have levels.
No, the royals, those ones are different.
Remember that hierarchy?
Yes.
That bottom, everybody has the basic light, shelter, water, food, housing, clothing. That levels you up. But here, it's not so.
Yeah, of course. If you have a better pass my neighbor generator and the other one has a Meccano, we're not on the same level. So there was a story that we were supposed to take one time here where this particular guy was, I think he was one of those people that pack dustbin. So he does that work, and then the girlfriend who he was dating didn't know that that was the sort of job he was doing. He was, covering up, and he was no, Nigerian matter, and he was taking care of the girl, spending so much, buying her the iPhones and everything. But that was I'm telling you, but that was the job he was doing. So one day, the girl's friend was passing and saw our boyfriend packing dirty with nylon and everything, and came to tell the girl. So the girl was heartbroken. She said she was going to...
But that's a job. He has a job.
Exactly.
So the thing for the girl was, why didn't he tell me that this was the kind of job he was doing? And the guy was like, you won't have dated me. And if you see this guy, clean, fine, sweet, tall drink of water. But so they had an issue. Now, because of the society, people now pretend, instead of you coming out to say, this is who I am, this is my level, I'm in love with you. But because you may not want my level, I have to hide it.
We can take out judgment and we take out labeling. We will see the true people.
Nature.
We will see ourselves more. But everybody is faking it and trying to impress the next person. And that's what has brought us to where we are now, that you question people so much because you know that you're doing the same. While growing up, my mom made it clear to me that I needed to marry up, and well, I didn't really obey her. I fell in love and I did not agree. But for her, she wanted a better life for her child. She struggled in every way. I was living in Mile 2 and I was attending my school in Ilupeju. They would drive me to Ilupeju to school. They were doing everything they could to expose me to a better quality of life than what they were seeing. So I grew up knowing that I worked in Mile 2 estate like, I'm not your mate. And so I didn't understand those ones that you were being nice. So I was not nice. I was snobbish. I was not greeting anybody. I did not want anybody there. You can't marry me. I'm not in this class. This is not my life. I'm just here for now.
Not my level.
And that was screwed into my head so much because my parents advising me wanted the best for their child and they groomed me to marry up. And many parents do that to their children. Now, the flip side is that you might be groomed like that and you don't marry. Because what you're looking for is not realistic.
You're not bigger than the husband.
And there are men I know that grew up in that same area that I was, and they have become the producer for Wake Up Nigeria grew up in my estate. Wow. They've morphed into great things, and I knew them, and I was snubbing them that time. You know, so I'm like looking at them that it doesn't matter where you grew up. You grew up in Ajegule. Many people from Ajegule right now have houses in Lekki, in whatever it is. So don't look down on anybody.
Oh, fantastic.
Let me take this call. Good morning, are you there? Oh, sorry, we lost that call.
So I remember the Facebook, owner of Facebook,
Mark
Zuckerberg, he posted something when his wife had a baby, something that he had done for her. He created an app to help her to take care of her baby, and people came on and were sending all sorts of comments. And one says, oh, I'm telling my daughter to date the nerds in school and not the fly boys. And then he said to her, tell her to be the nerd. Do you understand? So don't teach the child to look for who would elevate her. Teach her how she would elevate. I mean, that's what I got from your story. Teach her how to elevate herself.
We have a few tweets. Can we go ahead?
Please.
So Simi Praise says, my father says that when a woman raises her husband from nothing to something, if the man misbehaves, one day she will remind him of where she picked him up from. Things like that. After all, so you can do things like that after all I've done for you. There's nothing wrong in loving someone who is lesser than you. Now, Simon says, it's not wrong and entirely natural for that to happen. Just like BC implied, let her just sit him down and have a coming to Jesus time discussion with him if the feeling is not mutual. People can misinterpret gestures.
Let me take this call from Olight and then I'll come back to you. Olight, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome
to the show.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I just want to chip in my little contribution. There's nothing wrong to marry a security man. Like for me, I met my wife while I was a security man in a company in Kaduna. She came for an IT, and I was the security man at the gate. But somewhere along the line, we met, we become husband and wife today. And our marriage is 23 years today.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
Nothing bad. And today, thank God, I've gone to all parts of the world, and I have a lot of felicitations around. So, from security man to where I am today, if she had rejected me then, she will not be my wife today.
Yeah.
That's just my contribution.
Right. You know that because the human mind cannot see beyond its nose, we tend to judge situation based on the reality on ground, forgetting that we don't know the future, we don't have the template of the person's life, we don't know how the person can change tomorrow, but we make our decisions based on. I remember when I was dating a student, not a security man, a student, and then all my friends were like, no, they don't have money, they can't give money, he won't take you out, he won't do this, he won't do that. Yeah. But me, it was love that took me there, and I was going, and most of them at that time had boyfriends and man friends that were taking them out, buying them stuff, going to Dubai and doing all those stuff. But today, the story has changed. Those that are still in marriage are regretting that. In fact, they are so stifled that the man is not even releasing the money. And because they've not developed, they've not developed themselves to make money for themselves, they are calling me every day for counseling. A lot of them are not married till today. They are still looking for that man that is going to come from.
So now that we're bringing the conversation to this point, let us now, because I would actually like to get our celebrity's view, the celebrity guest's view on this. But before we bring him in, what would we advise young girls? Okay, you meet a guy, regardless of the job he has, what exactly should they be looking for now? Because a young girl is in her mid-20s, she's finished her school, she's upwardly mobile, she has a good job, and she's at the point where she's ready to settle down. And now somebody who is presumably not at her level is asking her out, and she's having second thoughts, and she's second guessing it, what would you advise her to do? What exactly should we be asking her to look out for?
I mean, for me, I would say to her, when it comes to a job, if someone is doing something, if he has applied his hands to work, that is more important than what he's doing. See, we have people who are Yahoo boys, and they're making lots of money. Would you go for a Yahoo boy because he's making money over someone who is a security person? That is what should be important to you. What is the person? The person honest? Is the person hardworking? Is the person looking to do better for themselves? Is the person pushing themselves to go to school, to do... Do you understand? Someone who is
He's a security guard. He's an exceptional security guard. Is he actually doing his work well?
Yeah.
No, is he actually... Okay, yes, because we need to see, be the best of him. So they could have security guards you see, and they're really kind and they're polite, and you see that, okay, they actually love their job. That kind of person already tells you the kind of character
whatever
he
I
has.
do, I will succeed at it.
You know? So there's much... It's not just about the, oh, he's a tailor, oh, he's a driver.
He's a person.
What kind of person is he? Is the kind of person you should be looking at. Talk about any last words.
I want someone that I want someone that I can talk to. So I realize that when people get married, they don't think of the life they would live with this person. We're just thinking, I'm going to get married and have children, but you're going to live with this person for the rest of your life. So it's beyond, do they have money or do they have money? Because money fluctuates, and it's the person of who they are. Can I relate with this person? Does this person connect with me? Can I live with this person the rest of my life? Do I love this person enough to forgive anything they do? You know, so it's those are the things for me beyond how much you have now, because you can have a lot now and you have nothing next year. And then you have something another time.
Can this person be my friend? Because there was something, one conversation I had with my husband, I said, even if at the end of the day, the love flies out of the window, I can live with you as a friend. Once you can live with that person as a friend, it settles every other thing.
Let me just add something. We're talking of dating. I feel that can I love you, can I forgive you, is when you start the dating. I would like to talk to people who are meeting people. So don't just cross someone out just because he doesn't fit a profile. Before you get to can I forgive you, you already have to have a relationship. You already sort of have a relationship with that person. But you know, we are out there, you're dating. Don't keep Xing people before you even get to know them. Just because you feel they are not in the right job.
I had said something, I want to correct myself earlier. When I said something about the chicken and chips, there's nothing wrong in you marrying a chicken and chips person. Because don't judge people by that. That was back in the day.
Accent.
Don't judge people by chicken and chips or where they come from, their accent or the level. You see, those things, you see, now that we are married, we can see that it's beyond that.
It's beyond that.
I would rather a chicken and chips.
They don't matter.
That loves me, respects me,
that adores you,
and regards me in that family.
That listens to you.
Don't all look at that level. He's not at my level. That kind of the way he speaks, the way he talks. Those things can be. When I was growing up, my friends felt it was embarrassing. Can you be talking to those kind of people? But you see, today, those things are irrelevant. I have friends who did that they would rather wish they can rewind that time and get back that man that was speaking English.
It's also okay to have a picture of what you want and work towards getting somebody who fits the picture. There are some people who will be turned off with chicken and chips. It's okay. That's what they want, really. Let's not make it seem like those things don't matter. It depends on what matters to you. It depends on what touches you.
I think we have now upended the whole thing.
No. I'm just trying to, because we're different. If you can't handle it,
it's chicken and chips.
Yeah.
But the point is that don't judge that chicken and
chips. Based on chicken and chips.
Because if you teach someone that is saying chicken and chips,
there are some that can't change.
The next, it might just change. And you will never know. Because you just use that to block you. Open up yourself.
My own is that he says chicken and chips is not important.
Yes.
There's so many now. I mean, no, listen. There are too many qualities.
Yes. Beyond chicken and chips.
First thing you say is chicken and no.
To some people, that's all right. Let's go on a break now. When we come back, we'll bring in our celebrity guest and ask him what his thoughts are on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. He's one of Africa's most celebrated saxophonists and multiple award-winning Nigerian jazz artists. He has played alongside notable international artists like Kenny G, India Ari, and won different awards. Welcome with us, Mike Aremu! In the building!
come.
I can see all these things being flying around.
All right, so before we even get into your interview, what are your thoughts on this issue? This woman was saying that her security guard fell in love with her. She's single. What would be your advice to her?
I mean, what are your values? What are the things that you take as important? If your security guy ticks most of your boxes, then
you wouldn't have gotten close to him to know that. So you need to have started a conversation.
So don't turn that opportunity. That security man might be the next thing you need in your life or the next phase of your life. You are where you are today. You don't know where you will be in tomorrow. That's why. In my life, I learned not to look down on people. I never look down on anybody because I've known people that we grew up together. I knew how they lived, and they're nowhere now. I remember in school, somebody brought chocolate and said, "Oh, this one American chocolate," you know, as they say, and the person is still in Niger State where I grew up. And I've been to I've not just been genocide. So it's not what I mean, like so you don't look. I mean, I treat everybody so I don't everybody right. Yes.
Very true. We were doing something controversial just before the show we ended, and Mariah said chicken and chips or chicken and chips.
Yeah, chicken and chips.
And Bisi was, for some people it's a no-no. For you, can you see beyond the accent? Somebody is coming and say, have they don't know this age Yoruba. If one is chicken, no fellow say chicken, not say chicken. You understand? Like, would you be able to look beyond that and see the person? Is it possible?
It's possible. I mean, for me, one of the things is the heart. How do you connect? How,
not hear it.
With that accent, let them hear it.
You know, sometimes when we talk about ourselves, it's easier to say, oh, you can look past it. If you have your daughter, a young girl you have groomed, you sent her to the best schools, Harvard and everything, and then she comes and says, that security man daddy in the house, that's the person I would like to be.
It will be hard, but are you sure?
Yeah.
But is that what you want? Is that what you want? I just, people should just have freedom to. If that is what will make her happy. I can't marry my daughter. At the end of the day, if that's what will make her happy, why? You just let her know. Are you sure? You tell her the things around. If she's able to cope with it, let her see from your point of view. Because most times parents are very, very, very correct about marriage. I can tell you that. When so learn to listen.
I was against that growing up because I could tell everybody, listen, you cannot tell me who to marry and who not to marry.
No.
I think I never had parents who wanted to insist. They were just like, do you whenever you're ready, let's do. But I know that a lot of my friends had that pressure from home that you must marry at this level. I never had that. But you see, it's easier. Today, I can understand where my parents are coming from, where our parents are coming from, where I see better. I know better as an adult. So I would want to guide my children to ensure that, listen, don't go this route. But where do we draw the line?
Happy guide, because the thing is, you have forgotten that the child has his own path. The child has his own mistakes that have been outlined that he must make to move on to the next level. So sometimes our guiding is just protecting because we don't see beyond our noses, so to speak. But what you just said now, as a man, I know it's very difficult because I remember my father seeing one of my boyfriends and he called me, say, come, this boy, he hang glass. He was reading optometry. Before he chop, he go hang glass. They go come buy glass for his money.
Oh my God!
How many years he get for school? No fee, wait. BC, move on. And I was like, no, he said, I've just told you, move on. And to a large extent, he was right because before the guy got ready for me, I don't born how many children. Imagine if I had waited.
You see, I thank you for bringing that because I actually remember the story. My mom's sister. See, my mom doesn't really stress me. Her sister. Her late sister. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. She will size you up from head to toe. There was a guy I was dating. Oh, Mom, she hated that. My mom's sister hated that guy with a passion. You come on, you want to go see my joke saying. Why? She could see that this guy was there for the wrong reasons. She knew she could read through him that he was there for the wrong reason.
There must be a balance, and for every story it's different.
Right, let's come to you. Let's not eat up into your interview. Let's not talk to you. Yes, let's come to you.
When I was really small when you came into the industry.
Sound like
no, you're not. I always felt like you know, this one that the person is playing saxophone, very soon they'll go and find another career. You know, like I was so sure, and I'm not saying this because I was so sure that you were going to, at some point, plateau, and then you just move into that. We'll just be hearing that, oh, maybe he's a farmer or something. But you're still performing, and you're still performing at the highest of all levels worldwide. What has kept you in, why did you even pick up the saxophone, and why are you still doing this?
So I've always been into music all my life. So, you know, I studied electrical electronics engineering, by the way. So what I say to people is now, have you been called to do what you're doing? Because when the road is tough, you look back to where, you know, if this is, and why are you doing it? My passion, I just wanted to produce good music. I wanted to make people happy. That was what, you know, that was just, and then also what, I wanted to set a standard. Well, next week Sunday, I'll be celebrating 20 years.
Wow.
From my...
Awesome. You see, how does that
So, you know, 20 years from my very first album release. And I remember when I was about to release my album, I wasn't thinking Nigeria because I thought, okay, will they appreciate it? It's jazz, you know. I wrote my compositions till today, I can't really play them because people, yes, you know, it's just for musicians. But I was not thinking, okay, that's when I thought, okay, let me bring it down to people's level and, you know, not, you know, something that people can relate to. Yeah. And that's why I did Oluwa Kuishe, my very first one, where, you know, the market woman could connect to, everyone could connect to it.
Yeah, so
you know, you
like,
mentioned...
Okay, that's like maybe a lot of us, when we hear jazz and saxophone, we think Kenny G, you know, because he had like a whole album with the song and then instrumentals. So you have become like that person for us here in Nigeria.
Our own Kenny G.
But just, you know, like what Tokwe says, sometimes the people that trend or that are popular, people who make the pop music, why would you not, is this something you would advise, maybe like a child that you have to do after seeing the music industry, that there's a type of genre that sort of takes you out there, but then yours is not popular, but it may be long.
What's the lifespan of most of this popular music? Yeah. That's what you think. Like, you know, I hate the way Nigerians just treat artists. I mean, I can think of many artists now that did so greatly, and then you're thinking. And you're thinking, where are they? You know, and they really actually, you know, read out good music. So, for me, it's your passion. Right now, there's so many a lot of people have saxophone to their names than ever, and they would. And I'm glad to say many times they say, "Oh wow, you made this." You know, I'll meet people. I went to Israel just a few weeks ago, and I was gonna play at a dinner and. They had told me, I gave them my rider, they knew what I wanted, you know. But I got to the hotel, they actually didn't have that thing. And just about then, somebody sent me a message, oh, Shalom, I'm in Israel, I'm a saxophonist that you inspired, blah, blah. I said, okay, yeah, wow, okay, I need you right now. I need this cable, I need this. This guy didn't only come with a cable, he came with a keyboard, he came with a whole gear. I'm serious. And he said, you know why? Because I'm here because of you, you encourage. So I see that in America, I see everywhere that I go. I see them around, you know, and the people that I've never met, but, you know, I've influenced.
Yeah, so you mentioned something about the call. You know, I've met a lot of people who started something, but then they met challenges and they were like, So you've gone, and I know that in the beginning you must have met, you've crossed your hurdles. How did you determine that this was what I was meant to do? How did you hear, like, you know, somebody in the dream say, Mike Aremu, you're going to play the sax. Pick up the sax.
Pick up the Hollywood actress.
But how did you, know? How do you know that this is it for me?
So, I mean, first, this is what I'm happy when I do. Yeah. Like, every other thing goes away when I'm playing or when I'm thinking about music, you know, and I'm sure for many creative people as well, that's what happens. So, that's how I know this is what plus, money was now coming on it. Okay, you know,
paying bills.
It's been a long time. I can't remember when my parents paid for anything, since even going to school. Like, I'd always earned money. Not even just as because I've been into music almost all my life, you know. So music has always somehow paid.
Okay, so this money matter, let's go there. Because as a creative person too, I know that, and I have my passion, and there are down times financially that you feel like, I think I should check on something else. Have you had that moment where you, and being honest to those that are hustling and struggling with their passion, carrying that saxophone, organ, whatever, everywhere, at what point did you ever consider another business? Did you do a side hustle? Did you sell something? Did you to sustain this passion? Did you do something to feed this?
Yes. There were times when you would just think, like you said, you know, maybe I should have just pursued my
Electrical engineering.
and then just that moment, somebody you see on your page, somebody say, "Oh wow, Baba, oh wow, you know, I just want to be like you. I want, you know," and then you know, wow, okay.
That
you know,
encourages
what
you.
at the end of the day, what gives you joy? The fact, what gives me joy is when I see people that have positively influenced. I don't think money can buy that, you know, and everybody goes through, whether as an engineer, for instance, if I had continued as there could have been down times, there could have been where I could have been, you know, I still see my, you know, people who went to school together, you know, who are doing well, and see some who are not doing so greatly. So,
okay, so I know you're married and family. How do you keep your family life? Because where are they? You travel around the world. Do you still have time for family, the kids? How do you balance the whole thing?
I actually love my family time. I actually do. So when I'm away, they know that, okay, when I'm not around, okay, I always make it up so I actually spend a lot of time. Yeah, I enjoy, you know, I watch when I'm around, I watch my kids. I bath them. You know.
How many kids do you have?
Okay, I've got 2.
2 kids.
Working on more? Should we expect more?
We're working it. If you know answer.
So would you like your children to go into this business of saxophone?
Of course.
You play sax in the house?
What you should ask, you when don't you? When is the time to play?
Because I know my husband is into choir, so he's always singing. Sometimes I need some quiet time. I can never get quiet time because he's constantly singing in the bathroom, in the room, and I'm like, can I just, you know, so I can imagine
turn a room to a studio.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe we should just keep it in there, right? Maybe eventually. But so, do you have a studio in your house at least?
Yes, I do.
Where you can make the noise.
No, but I play. You know, the fun is to play it around and sing.
So anyway, you just pick it up and
you know, so there's always music in the house. If I'm not playing, I'm producing.
Right.
A lot of us are pushing our children to pick up one musical instrument or the other. And for me, I see the sax, the trumpets, all the flutes. It seems really tough. Like, am I not damaging my child's lungs? You know, how would you encourage a child who, because you know with kids, how sometimes they start and then they stop. How would you encourage a child to just keep at it? A child now.
You know, you have to keep encouraging them because in a way, I mean, research has shown that it actually helps music actually helps their IQ.
Yeah.
And so you want that for your child. So you just have to keep encouraging. Show them the child that is doing it. Show them the child that is doing and doing well. You don't want to be like that because they love that kind of challenge. Not to compare. It's just to challenge to motivate them. Okay, you see, you can do it too. You know.
Let's go on a quick break. We'll come back. We'll find out what he's working on and what next is up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, Mike, what are you working on?
So I'm planning my 20th anniversary. And it's on the 22nd of December at Intercontinental Hotel. You know, I just want to thank God for 20 years. You know, I've had, like we've said, I've had challenges, you know, but I'm still here. I'm still doing what I do.
You're still standing.
So I'm still standing. That's actually on my advert. That's what I said. Still here and still standing, honestly.
What's it like to play for Daddy? you know, our daddy Gio. You know, it's like, he's someone we all like, he has this aura around him, and he calls you to play.
Oh, not me, that's Pastor
Well, he's part of us.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's Kunle Ajayi that plays for our daddy.
I was going to say, see how we have different passions. I was going to say, how is it to play with Kenny G and India Ree?
I'm taking it to the church.
Yeah, I'm taking it to the world.
I'm a church girl.
No, but, you know, Kenny, okay, so I've listened to Kenny G. So I started, even before I started playing the sax as a trumpeter. But then 2011, I hosted him in Nigeria. So for me, it was a major dream come true, from just listening to his cassette to having to talk to him, having to bring him with his old team. For the first time into Africa, you know, it was major for me.
Yeah.
So it was,
with him?
Sorry?
You guys keep in
Oh
touch?
yes, every year they want to come to Nigeria.
So do you have like a way of giving back to young people who are looking up to you, like setting up an academy sometime, you know, just to, you know, help them grow in that?
That's what we're doing now. I'm, you know, providing mentorship, you know, so that people, you can guide people. A lot of people just pick up the sax and they forget about other things. But I tell them about the reality of life, you know, beyond just the saxophonist, you know, there's character, you have to make money, you have to sustain, you know,
Well, it's Christmas time, you got to give us some music.
Do you have any songs? Please don't give me one, I don't know.
What's Christmas?
No, don't want that one.
Don't do that.
Now, let's thank God now for everything.
Officially in the season.
All right, that's all we can do. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.